I ain't made a video in a while, so I may as well make one. Um, it's funny that some of you don't even realize that you are the reason. You're the reason that some of us just don't like Christians. I'm just going to put that out there. It's okay for y'all to say that you don't like non-believers or agnostics or people who are in doubt or people who don't go to church. You can tell us we're going to hell. You can insult us. You can talk behind our backs because God granted you that, apparently, because a lot of you do that. And you sit in judgment of people like me because you think you're better than us. But I see you. I see you. You're watching me? You're looking for something. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of your beliefs. I've seen enough in my lifetime. 54 fucking years of my life. I've seen it. I lived with it. I lived under the roof of somebody who always stood over everybody else in judgment. You could have been helping us when we needed help. I mean, even just to come and sit with us and say, how are things going? How are those grandbabies? Can I do anything for you? Can the kids have a spend the night? Y'all can get a break. But I see you. I see you still standing over me as if somehow you have the right to judge. Because you're watching my shit all the time. Shame on you. Shame on you. Especially when you judge so harshly because supposedly of that book that you supposedly go by. You follow the rules. One of the rules is you all like to wear t-shirts and bumper stickers and everything that say it. One of the rules is nobody can judge me but God. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to name you because you know who you are. Since I'm talking shit, just let me talk a little more shit. You knew the people who raised me. A lot of you did. You knew how they treated us. And you always turned a blind eye to that. Maybe my adopted daddy was onto something because he does like to tell people, anybody who'll listen, I got a lot of money. He don't spend it on nobody. If he does, it's on himself. Mama's dead. He never did anything for his children that he adopted and promised the state of North Carolina he'd be a parent to. So I guess you just maybe were hoping to tap into that, and I wasn't as important as him. My grandkids weren't. My kids weren't. None of you reached out, and I will start speaking on that. I'm just, I've been centering myself and trying to just get my shit together. And I promise you that when it's all the way together and I start making videos and talking about all this stuff again, that I'll be a better spoken person and people will listen. Because I've had it. I've had it with people who claim to do things in the name of the Christian God that they supposedly believe in. But the minute that you stray from that, one thing that I do remember, one thing that I do like about the Bible is that Jesus always practiced and taught kindness. Unlike the God who said he loves us but will punish us. Jesus said, this is my commandment, that you love one another. So if you're following anything in that Bible, it's in there. My mother showed it to me. I know that is a scripture in the Bible. And just, I promise you, I am a well-written person. I can write a statement. I can write very well. And what I need to do is learn to speak it as well. And I won't speak on my emotions anymore. I will, like I said, center myself. And I will speak truths that you don't want me to, but I will. And I'll start with you who start organizations that claim to help people, and then you turn your backs when people need you. What's happening, it seems like over the last few years, and Christians will call it, I know what they'll call it because I know what my mama said a lot. End times, tribulation, the devil's testing you. It's just Christians are being persecuted for being Christians. But what's really happening is that you're being held accountable. People are starting to hold church organizations, Christians themselves, accountable for their own actions. You cannot walk around slamming a book in people's face every time you think they're doing wrong because you're standing in judgment of them, and then you yourself are not following the words that you read. I'll let you watch what I'm doing, and you can watch me grow in spite of the things that I've had to endure in my life. And I'll be stronger than you in the end because you haven't suffered. You've used people for financial gain, for clout, for everything. You've used people. And you're going to be the ones that are going to be judged for your actions. Because people ain't listening to you bullshit anymore. That's why there's only 10 people in a church that can hold 200. So, there you go.